Hello, welcome to the channel. This is What If Deku Took Bakugou's Advice, a darker story, and this is going to be the only part for a while as the author is slowly writing the fanfic. Oh come on Kaken, give it back, shouted the green-haired boy in a middle school uniform. He spoke to a blonde boy in an identical school uniform, holding a notebook, surrounded by two other boys. What's this? Hero analysis for the future, said one of the boys next to the blonde. Alright guys. Very funny, can I just get it BA dash? The boy was cut off by a loud bang, as the blonde boy released explosions from his hand and burned the notebook. He then threw the book out the window in the classroom. The green-haired boy yelped from shock. The other boys laughed as the blonde began walking out of the classroom. Kaken, the green-haired boy spoke, annoyed. The blonde shot him an angry glance and the boy got down on the from fear. Hey nerd. If you really want to be a hero so badly, there is one way, the blonde said, as the sitting boy looked in confusement. Go swan dive off the roof and hope that you're born with a quirk in your next life, the blonde shouted proudly. The trio walked away laughing. Kaken, mumbled the boy while standing up. Midoriya began gathering his things before walking out and going to the fountain that the notes had fallen into. Go swan dive off the roof and hope that you're born with a quirk in your next life. Those words still rang in the young boy's head. But he shook his head and picked up his notes. They're soaked. The boy continued to walk until he went under a bridge, with Kaken's words cons ringing. But his thinking was short-lived as a sludge villain had erupted out the sewer drain and attacked the young boy. You're my ticket out of here, the villain shouted as he began choking the young boy. This is it. This is how I die, the boy thought before blacking out. He could hear faint shout from someone. Probably just some bystander. Hey! Hey kid! Are you alright? Asked a tall man wearing a white t-shirt and trousers. What? The boy began to open his eyes and he finally saw him. All Might! What you doing here? What about that sludge guy? I was chasing him through the sewers before getting lost. The sewer network is a real maze. Ha ha. And as for our little friend, All Might pointed towards his pants. In a bottle was an eye floating within a brown liquid, the sludge villain. Now if you'll excuse me. I have to deliver our friend over to the proper authorities. Goodbye, and so All Might began to stretch. Wait. I need to ask you something, but the hero had leaped off before he could finish. But while in the air the hero had begun looking around what was dragging him down. He soon saw Midoriya hanging onto All Might's leg. Young boy. Get off me. I can't. If I let go now I'll be flattened. Oh right. Well. Just hold tight and keep your eyes and mouth shut. All right. And after an uncomfortably awkward silence, All Might landed on the roof of a building. The boy sighed and turned around to look at All Might, but he only saw a skeletal man. Wait. Who are you? Where's All Might? The boy yelled in confusion and the man explained himself to be All Might and why he looked like the way he dies. You also asked me if you could become a hero? The young boy noted. Well, you can't, at least without a quirk. Why not become a police officer instead? It may not be flashy, but they're important too, the man said defeatedly. And with that, he walked away, leaving young Izuku Midoriya alone with his thought. You can't be a hero. Go swan dive off the roof. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Everyone them. Why? Just because I don't have a quirk, the boy cried out in anger, stomping his foot multiple times before collapsing on the ground, crying. Lying on the ground, he looked up at the edge of the building. He stood up after lying on the ground for around an hour, while he heard an explosion in the distance, then a massive whirlwind, hearing a faint Detroit smash in the background right before it. Ha! Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha! All right then. He slowly walked towards the edge, climbing on the small step, looking down. He saw a few people and they noticed him. Is that boy all right? One of the people asked Bello, looking at the boy on the roof. Swan dive. Can't be a hero. Damn it, and he leaped. I wonder how mom is doing. Probably waiting for me. A nice cooked meal? Well, goodbye. Splat. The rainwater washed away the blood as the onlookers screamed in horror. Someone call an ambulance. As paramedics and heroes arrived on the scene, people started taking photos and even more people gathered. Soon people with filming equipment arrived. This is Hakashi Toya, reporting on what has appeared to be a suicide of a young boy recently revealed to be a quirkless middle schooler named Izuku Midoriya. No one knows why he had jumped, but eyewitnesses report him appearing on the roof before jumping face first. Could this be a result of anti-quirkless bullying or in something else? Only time will tell. Now back to you. The recording cut off as Izuku's mother turned the TV off, beginning to cry. The next morning, Bakugou wakes up to find his mother on the phone with someone, trying to comfort someone. Mornin' Bakugou. It's Midoriya's mother. She apparently wants to talk to you. She sounds sad, said his mother. Alright, Bakugou said, confused while picking up the phone, finding a distraught voice. What did you do, my Izuku? He's dead because of you. How dare you? You horrible person. How could you? Bakugou's mother cut her off, grabbing the phone as now Bakugou looked confused. I thought you wanted to talk to him. What's this about Izuku being dead? Bakugou, go to school, I'll take care of this. Bakugou did exactly that. Grabbing his backpack and running out the door and into the streets. He continued to walk until he reached the school, talking to his friends. None of knew anything about Izuku being dead, but Bakugou couldn't see Izuku anywhere. The teacher walked in, looking more tired than normal. All right, everyone. Take your seat. I have some troubling news. The students looked in confusion as their teacher coughed in preparations. Your classmate, Izuku Midoriya, is dead. The class erupted in whispers. I don't know the details, which is why we are to gather in the school gym for a morning assembly. The principal will give details. Bakugou and the rest of the class looked on with disbelief. As they followed their teacher into the gym, they were explained the details of Izuku's death. Suicide? It's so weird. Was he depressed? Did Bakugou do something? As the students' questions raged on, Bakugou could only think, did I do this? Bakugou wakes up to a new day. The death of the boy he tormented for so long still weighs him down. But he isn't given enough time to linger on those thoughts as he must begin the trek to school, but something is different. Hey! Isn't that Bakugou? One of the students that Bakugou walks past says. Yeah. Can't believe he's still got the balls to come back to school after what he did to Midoriya. I didn't do anything. That damn Nadash guy did it all on his own, thought the blonde. But the whispers continue. As he walked the halls, he was avoided and people continued to whisper on and on of how Bakugou made Midoriya jump. Some even said that Bakugou personally pushed the boy off the edge. As he walks into his classroom, nobody says anything, or at the very least, they give him a scowl. When he sits down, not even his friends will give him the time of day. The teacher walks to the front of the class holding papers and carrying a somber tone. Hello, class. Today we will continue discussing your future careers. But who am I kidding? You all want to become heroes. The teacher raises his voice, while looking at where Midoriya used to sit, gradually lowering his enthusiasm. One of the students notices. Even if one of us doesn't deserve it, the student says, glancing at Bakugou. What's that supposed to mean? Bakugou gets cut off as the student stands up, slamming his fist onto Bakugou's desk. You know damn well what I mean, asshole, the student shouts. You went too far and aren't even apologizing for it. Bakugou tenses up before clenching his jaw and fist, letting off some heat from his palms. Shut up. Please. Class, we need to accept what happened and try our best to be good to each other. Young Midoriya never for once shouted at him. So, let's just continue, the teacher said, griping his pen. You all still need to focus on your studies. Each day that passes, Bakugou is ignored more and more. Each day that passes, Bakugou is made more and more of an outcast. Eventually even the news begins to get involved, tarnishing him and dragging his family's name through the mud. Finally the day comes, Bakugou now must take the test to enter UA. But with the news coverage a few months ago, he can no longer even go on the bus without being reminded of his actions. He used to ride this line a lot, always carrying a smile. He would look out at the students going to that school, even talking about it sometimes, the bus driver says, turning his head slightly towards Bakugou. Now you. The kid who killed him. Bakugou walks out of the bus, walking through the school gates, feeling like he was supposed to say something to someone. Then passing a brown-haired girl, feeling like again, something was supposed to happen right here. He continues inside the school, towards the lecture hall where they are introduced to the practical tests rules. Giving you 10 points, shouted the loud yelling man. That's Present Mike. Right, wonders Bakugou, remembering how Deku used to ramble about him. Excuse me sir, shouted the dark-haired boy in formal clothes. But this pamphlet clearly shows 4 different robots, but you have only mentioned 3. If this is the level of unprofessionalism at this school, then I must say farewell. Shut the hell up. He was clearly getting to that, shouted Bakugou from his seat. Why you dash, the boy gets cut off by Mike, calm down. Just like he said, I was getting to that. But please remain calm, and with that the two became silent. There is still a 4th robot, the zero-pointer. He's just there to shake you up. And so the explanation had ended and the students began going towards the test grounds. With Bakugou and the posh boy in the same group. As the test began, Bakugou shot up multiple robots, earning the top spot. At the near end of the test, the brown-haired girl had gotten trapped under some rubble as the massive zero-pointer showed up. Appearing to almost be crushed by its treads, the robot stopped and the test ended. Due to the near danger of one of the testers, the test has been cut short by a few seconds. Don't worry, all the robots have already been destroyed, the man at the other end of the speaker announced. As the students were leaving, Bakugou again felt as something was supposed to happen different. As he went home, he was being taken pictures of by some students he recognized from his school. He could feel their gaze tear into him. He felt like he was being drowned. As he got home, he saw his father washing the walls of their home as it appeared to have been vandalized by people with words such as murderer, tormentor, villain. And as he got inside, there were piles of letters on the table. But from what he saw, his parents remained happy. His mother was making dinner like usually, his father was washing the graffiti like he was washing a car. Bakugou could even see some of the hate letters being used for their chimney fire. But he could still feel the slight sorrow his parents felt, but it wasn't even that powerful. This continued for a month, before Bakugou's mother handed him a letter, with the UA symbol on it. He opened it, finding an odd disc inside. Placing the disc on the table, it activated, showing Bakugou's favorite hero, All Might in a yellow and black striped business suit. Young Katsuki Bakugou. You have successfully passed the test to UA and have reached your goal. But still I must warn you. Here it comes, Bakugou thought out loud. To not waver. Ha! He isn't going to mention that? I have heard the stories, but still I believe you can make it to the top. Just go plus. Ultra. And so welcome young Bakugou, to your Hero Academia, All Might shouted, before the video faded and a small note came out of the side of the disc. The information regarding your first day at UA will be delivered via a separate letter. Bakugou sat at his chair for a while until he finally thought, this was supposed to be his Hero Academia. Another damn day, Bakugou thought as he was preparing to go to UA. But nothing was like every other day. The food was tasteless, his senses numb. And as he was preparing to go out. Have a nice day, kid, his mother shouted from the kitchen, reading more letters. Yeah. Thanks, Bakugou responded quietly. Hey, Bakugou turned to the voice, his dad, sitting on the couch. She's serious, have a nice day. Please? Yeah, he responded as he waved to his parents. And as he got outside. Students in the bushes. Taking pictures. And hiding their faces. Careful. He might kill us. Seriously? I thought he hired someone. Whoa, really? Shut the fuck up. Just let me be, he thought as he bit tongue, making bleed. No matter where he went, it was always the same: the store, taking out the garbage, going on a walk. Why did I do it? Why didn't I just shut the hell up? While he stood in the bus, the news always talked about the same thing: the death of a Quirk-less boy, the result of race-based bullying. Shut up. Please. Dude, isn't that the guy? Yeah. Wait. Is that the UA uniform? Seriously? I thought they made heroes. But soon this ended as the train arrived at Bakugou's stop. Finally, Bakugou said, sighing. He's probably waiting to kill someone again. Damn villain. Bakugou just began scowling. Shut up, the others heard it and began trembling. See? He's just as bad as they say. Yeah. He just threatened us. Should we call the cops? No. He'll probably kill us after he gets out. Bakugou was too far away to hear the rest, but he already knew what they were going to say, or at least parts of it. Luckily, the news hadn't spread outside his local news. As he walked through UA, he could finally not hear people talk about him. And so he had the chance to think about things, like where Class 1A was, what kind of people there would be in his class. Well, here it is, he thought as he walked in front of a door with 1A written on it. When he entered the class, he found others chatting. They almost didn't notice him. Hey, Bakugou saw it was a boy with red hair. What's your name? He asked, but Bakugou just sat in his seat. Hey dude, seriously. What's your name? I'm just trying to be friendly. How about this? My name's Kirishima Ijiru. Now you. Bakugou looked at him before sighing. I just want to rest. Katsuki Bakugou. Nice to meet you, said Kirishima, while holding out his hand. Bakugou almost raised his hand, but... Looks like everyone is in high spirits, said a man in a sleeping bag and sucking on a smoothie packet. And as the students look at him in shock. This is the hero course and it took you 8 seconds to finally get quiet. Time is limited. You kids aren't rational enough, the man said as he put the bag away. A teacher? That means he's a pro, too? But I've never seen one so worn out like him before. I'm your homeroom teacher, Shota Aizawa. Nice to meet you, the man said. Homeroom teacher, almost everyone shouted. Bakugou just sat there, silently. It's kind of sudden, but put on your gym clothes and go out to the field, Aizawa said as he pulled out a blue tracksuit. After they all gathered at the field, Aizawa began to tell what they got Quirk assessment test. Sir, if I may, what of the entrance and the orientation, said a tall boy with glasses. If you're going to be a hero, then you don't have time for such leisurely events. UA's selling point is how unrestricted its school traditions are, Aizawa said before turning to the class. That's how all the teachers run their class. Almost all the students got scared, except Bakugou. Aizawa took this into account. You kids have been doing these since junior high, right? He asked as he pulled out a phone with physical details. Physical fitness tests where you weren't allowed to use your quirks. The country still uses averages taken from students not using their quirks. It's not rational. The Ministry of Education is procrastinating. Now, Bakugou, he says as he turns to look at him. You finished at the top of the exam, right? Yeah, Bakugou responded. What now? In junior high, what was your best score for the softball throw? He asked. 67 meters. All right, try doing it with your quirk, he said. Just stay in the circle. Oh, okay, Bakugou got ready, winding up his arm. I guess I'll add a blast to the pitch. Come on. Calm down. Bakugou swung his hand at full force and... Are you okay, Kaken? The dropped out his hand mid-pitch. Hey. Did he mean to do that? Aargh, Bakugou cried out. Just because Aizawa was cut off when he saw Bakugou throwing up. Hey kid. Is he okay? Everyone, stay here. I'll take Bakugou to the infirmary, Aizawa said as he grabbed Bakugou. It's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault, Bakugou mumbled as he cried and his eyes were bloodshot. After a while, they finally arrived at Recovery Girl and Bakugou was still throwing up. And after setting him down to rest, Recovery Girl gave her opinion on the matter. Is he sick? Aizawa asks. No, it appears the young boy is under deep anxiety or something. It's really a shame, but I'm not a psychologist, she said with a saddened face. Alright, he may need to go to counseling, right? Yes. But that would be his choice. I won't. The two adults turned to look at the boy. I can handle it. Man, I hate idiots, Aizawa said as he scratched his neck. You should get some rest. Erase her head. Make sure he won't overdo things. Otherwise he can participate in training. Yeah, he turned to look at Bakugou. Hey kid, today was meant to be a short day anyway, go home and rest. I'll continue the training with the others. Yeah, Bakugou got back up and grabbed his things before returning home, eating, and going to sleep. Writer's notes, hello. This series is hard for me to write on an emotional level. Anyway, have a nice day, check my other work, comment, and bye. Zoxo from KRAONPRODUCTAONS. This is the end of the story. I'll keep y'all posted, but till then don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out.